Hello, and welcome back to Fulfillment Therapy. My name is Maddie, Kendra Nielsen's COO, and today you are listening to episode 239, The Journaling Journey, A Parent's Guide to Emotional Healing and Growth with Mary McCarthy. We hope you enjoy.
Welcome back to Fulfillment Therapy. Today we have a special guest, Mary McCarthy. She is the founder and CEO Chief Empowerment Officer of Create Right Now, where she teaches holistic health conscious people how to use journaling for the health of it for self-healing, mental health, and personal growth. Her approach to journaling goes beyond traditional self-expression, offering a transformative journey of physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. Mary is a multi award winning author of several books on journaling, including Journaling Power and Heal Yourself with Journaling Power, and has created over 20 Journaling for the Health of It workbooks. That sounds amazing, Mary. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and I'm excited to hear what you can teach us today. You are living in Boston and enjoying your life, doing a lot of incredible things for people.
Things happen for a reason. And like I had been diagnosed with MS and I needed to sell my management consulting business. So it meant that got to live home all the time in my beautiful beachfront home that I just purchased. So I'm happy. And boom, I had an MS exacerbation where I lost the feeling on my right arm and hand and had to teach myself how to write with my left hand and got into journaling and this, whoa, my goodness. So I
That's
found
amazing.
journaling was more than just putting the pen to the page. It's great for goal setting, problem solving, and really getting to know who really lives in your body.
That sounds incredible. And all of the things that you've done, just how you've taken this deep dive into self development, into journaling, especially, and really gone far with it. So, my question for you today to start it off is what personal challenge did journaling for the health of it help you overcome specifically?
The personal challenge is really a physical health challenge, and which is really interesting because we tend to categorize everything. Things are, you got a physical thing, you got to get a drug or whatever. I guess what I'm saying is with my journaling, with my MS exacerbation, got me into journaling, specifically something called morning pages. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It was written by a young lady by the name of Julia Karen. And in its morning pages are one of the things that she recommends. Get up first thing in the morning and you write 3 pages of stream of consciousness writing. And that was my introduction into journaling. And that's a no-brainer. I mean, so it wouldn't be that difficult to just write to get me into the physical therapy help that I needed. But just, okay, every morning get out and just write 3 pages of whatever. I got into the morning pages and it was really a mystical, spiritual, emotional experience. And I found that it was more than just putting pens on the page. It was more than just physical therapy. It was spiritual therapy, energetic therapy, emotional therapy, mental therapy. And so I decided to set up a company. I said, I want to share this with the world because everyone has the perception that journaling is the old diary thing, but that's why I focus and I call my service journaling power, because it is really a tool and really transformative experience.
Absolutely. I've been a big fan of journaling for a long time. Grew up watching my mom journaling, and I've
Oh,
had to adapt it somewhat based on how busy I am. But I currently have, I don't even know, I think 5 really thick books of journals that I printed out. I typed up all my old journal entries. Now I just type them. Then I print them all. So I have these big copies, and it's so satisfying to see all of them grow. Just all the records that I'm leaving behind, all the growth that comes from thinking about it. And I'm sure you have extra tools and things you can think of, but how do you think journaling can foster that self acceptance within us without that judgment? Because it's so easy to go there.
I think it would provide the avenue for you just to be the child you always were, with no thoughts, no other influences from the outside, and just be really magical and mystical about putting the pen to the page consistently and continuing to show your body and your being that you're number one and you're important. And so I think just getting into the routine of realizing wow, you can do anything you want. We've just been overwhelmed by our overthinking brain and our ego and all the inner critics and all that type of thing. But it sounds challenging, but it's just the consistency of putting the pen to the page every day and showing up and just being where you are at that day and just letting out whatever, just the whole experience. It's a huge behavior change because we have all these, as I call them, issues in our tissues. We're carrying around in our subconscious, in our body, all our thoughts, feelings, emotions, everything we've had for this lifetime and who knows for other lifetimes. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on inside of us, and journaling enables us to access this. But you're absolutely right. The hardest part is the feelings, the thoughts we have about ourselves. And we just really imprisoned ourselves. It's just a whole lot of work to work through the issues, our tissues, and get back to our true self. She's down there, way, way down there. You just got to do the work of getting through the craziness, the thoughts and the feeling that we've been carrying around with us. And that's what, to me, was initially exciting for me. I got back into my childhood and my feelings and my experiences and things like that. And oh my gosh, that's wonderful. They didn't go anywhere. We were just ingrained and told to stuff it down, emotions are bad and all that kind of stuff. But just bringing all that stuff up and realizing the insanity and how that's putting the pressure on us that brings out physical disease and things like that. So it's really challenging. But the only recommendation I have is just to show up, even if it's doodling, even if it's just drawing a picture, or just the consistency of sending the message to our body and our being that we're number one. I think I was told in that conference once, I said, I've never seen a critic that is worthy of an Academy Award like yours, Mary. So I think it's something, it's a commonality that we all have. We're all best and masters at doing it to ourselves.
Yeah. It sounds like what you're saying here is just showing up and consistently journaling. I know as a therapist that there's so much healing that goes into that processing. And when we allow ourselves to journal and to get that out and to muddle through it and untangle it and understand things better, there's just such deep healing that really can't be substituted any other way that I've seen, which is why I've continued that tradition that my mom has. So tell us a little bit about how you recommend it. I'm just curious, Mary, with your company, I'm sure you have become an expert on journaling. Do you still recommend that people use pen and paper, or is it okay that they're typing, or what are your thoughts on that?
I always say there's only one right way to journal, and that's your way. The ultimate goal is pen to page every day. Make it a habit, a routine. And there's just something, the pen to page is really a whole brain thing. Typing is a good entryway. Everyone, there's so much fear and to goodness knows what else is in there because we just think, when we think about ourselves and who we really are two totally different people. Whatever works for someone, they want to just get into the routine of using the keyboard. Like I said, the bottom line is there's nothing that really gets through the issues of your tissues and gets down to the core of your soul other than pen to page. To me, it is and always will be a truly mystical experience. You really feel like you're getting out of your head, getting back into your body, reconnecting with your heart and soul. And that's why pen to page is just best.
Yeah, I've done it all sorts of ways. I think that's the way that I slow it down the most. So I do see absolutely the benefit of that. And in this busy stage of parenting, I've had to adjust at times. Sometimes I type it up, sometimes I write it. And lately, even this morning, as a matter of fact, I do an audio journal and I was finishing it as I was getting in the car. And I was like, you do what you can sometimes. But just keeping that record and keeping that reminder, like for mine, I like create an intention for the day too, as I'm going into that day. And I also report back on my previous day and really try to live a proactive life of intentionality and attracting what I want in my life. But my next question for you is, can you describe your daily practice of journaling and the benefits that you see from it?
I would say listen to you sound like me. I do what I can. It's like, and it takes on a different format almost every day. I really do my best to do something first thing in the morning. I'm a morning person, so I really enjoy that. But then I also, when the days when in the office or working on projects or meeting with clients or whatever, I just keep my journal here and I journal with some thoughts or whatever during the day. And my routine now is my brand of journaling. I really love free writing. To me, it's just sitting down and just doing a page of whatever. I'm good to go. And I now have added to my experience doing night notes. And it's like what you said. At the end of the day, I just, okay, you said intentions. I set my goals for the day. What do I want to accomplish? What do I want to share with the world? And then the night what notes, I just do some jottings of, okay, what did I learn? What happened? What am I thankful for? What do I feel I need to be working out? One of the things I've gotten into the habit of doing is what I need to work out through my dreams. These are the issues in my tissue that I need to work on.
I do love how you talked about the healing the issues in your tissues. I haven't heard it that way before. If I'm understanding it, that sounds like the processing that I talked about. Is that correct? Or
Oh, absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely. It's all about the processing and taking action and processing our emotions and realizing that emotions are not the issues and the decisions are basically the emotions that we've stuffed down. They're literally in our body.
Absolutely. And on top of that, the generational pain or trauma that we've experienced, sorting through that too, exploring that, understanding that so that we can move forward and heal those in our sphere of influence too. That takes a lot of work that's not going to be achieved in just one journal entry, right?
Oh, definitely. And that's the whole thing about journaling. It's like, I don't want to get to Carnegie, just a true message to your body, to your being, to your soul that you're number one in your life. And that's a hard thing to overcome, but once you get into it, that's really key.
Oh, absolutely. So, what's a simple way that families can use journaling to boost connection and well being? Do you suggest family journaling or do you say everybody needs to do their own? Or what are your recommendations?
Same here. The good starting point is every understanding that it's okay for self-care. It's okay to spend time with yourself and understand and process your feelings and your thoughts.
Yeah.
So I think that's, like I said, as far as how they do it as a group and the benefits, there are a lot to be done with that. But I think that we just need to take step one and have everybody just get into the process of knowing who they are. That way they'll be able to have a really good group journaling session because they're all doing it and they're all learning and growing. And I also see more schools are having journaling as part of the English curriculum rather than focusing on the jarring, the dangling participles and everything. They're focusing on the importance of self-care and at a very tender young age, which is really important.
I'm so glad to hear that because some of the other stuff I've never used again, but the processing and the journaling has very much been transformational. So I'm glad they're adding that to the curriculum. Do you mind sharing with us, Mary, how you have personally created more fulfillment in your life recently, whether it's with your business or through journaling or whatever that might be?
I think I'm much more fulfilled because I've added meditation to my journaling practice. I work with Dr. Joe Dispenza. Are you familiar?
Yes, I really want to go to his retreat in June. I'm trying to make it happen.
Go because I started with him with he has a book and meditations of breaking the habit of being yourself. I highly recommend it. So to answer your question of fulfillment, I was saying, in addition to my journaling, doing the daily meditation is really talk about processing. I don't know where it is I go, but it's just fantastic. It's just so exciting to realize we're not brick and mortar. We're more than just eyes and nose. We're spiritual souls, and it's just really exciting.
I'm glad you added that second piece to it because you're talking about journal processing, which is helping us and even future generations. And also that aspect of meditation that can really take that to the next level, that extra layer of processing and grounding ourselves, and how that has really created fulfillment in your life. I love all the things that you shared. Thank you for talking about journaling and coming on the show today, Mary. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me, Kendra.
Absolutely. You have this amazing business. Where can people find your journals? Where can they find out more about you?
I do have a free introductory ebook called Building a Lasting Journaling Practice in 14 Days. If they go to my website, the rage is WRITE now.com, they can become familiar with the workbooks, 1,500 blog articles. We have all kinds of resources there. I have 400 journaling prompts.
Oh, wow.
They can, like I said, download the free workbook, get into the journals, see what journaling is really all about. And in this self-paced, there's a chapter that stands out, and then they want to start at chapter 7, go for it. So it just gets them to see that there's only one right way to journal, and that's your way.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm excited to check that out. And we'll put that in the show notes as well so they can find it there. So thank you
sounds
so
great.
much for that.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much for listening. As a reminder, check out our new online courses that will help you take your personal and family fulfillment to the next level. We have Ignite Your Life, a personal growth course, Mend Your Marriage, a couples course to deepen connection and intimacy, and Find Your Focus, as well as Heal Your Home. If you're interested in doing something like that, please head over to our website. We would love to see you there. We hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you back here every Monday and Thursday.